What does it take for an F1 driver to get into the right mentality for a race? How do these elite athletes prepare for hours of flying around a track in the fastest cars in the world? Some of their pre-race routines wouldn't surprise you, but others are so strange that you need to know about them. Can you guess which one of your favorite drivers needs to pee in his race suit before each race? Stay tuned to find out. First up, we have Daniel Ricciardo. What's the secret to Daniel Ricciardo's smiling success? He's known for being the most comedic character in the paddock, but when it's time to get ready for a race, it's serious business. He has a pre-race routine that he sticks with to make sure he's ready to take opportunities if they come. Daniel has said that the three keys to his practice routine are music, stretching, and proteins. Listening to music puts him in the right mental space. He used to listen to Australian group Parkway Drive, but more recently he's moved towards hip-hop and rap music, and even has his own pre-race playlist on iTunes. To exercise before a race, Ricciardo runs through some light training, some boxing, the kick of an Australian rules football, and some reaction time drills. Then he likes to do some skipping to prepare his legs for the intense workout they get braking during the race, as well as some pull-ups for grip strength. With the help of his trainer and childhood friend Michael Italiano, Ricciardo has incorporated dynamic stretching into his routine. It sounds like the honey badger is serious about how far he can stretch, but maybe he can follow the example of some seriously strange routines coming up from some seriously successful drivers. Next is Pierre Gasly. You know that feeling of waking up and having something important to do? Maybe you overslept, or maybe you couldn't sleep. Now imagine waking up and you have half an hour to get yourself ready for the most intense race in motorsport. For the young AlphaTauri driver, Pierre Gasly, this is his strategy. He likes to be nice and relaxed before every race, maybe even too relaxed. He is known for his laid-back demeanor, and it seems that this attitude is the key to his success. About an hour before each race, Gasly has a 20-minute nap, but even stranger, he has an espresso before his nap. That's how he balances his mind and gets himself into the zone. When he wakes up from his nap, he says that he's full of energy. Supposedly, it helps him switch off and get into the right mood of focus for the competition. He feels like he's done all the hard work and preparation already, and the important thing at that point is to remain calm. The Frenchman doesn't want to add excitement or stress to the challenging job ahead. The belief in your own studying and training beforehand should be enough to get you focused. Most people probably wouldn't be able to relax at all with the excitement of an F1 race coming up, but Gasly is somehow able to sleep after having a shot of coffee. Hopefully someone at the AlphaTauri team is on alarm duty. Now we have James Hunt. Does drinking, smoking, and throwing up sound like a night out or the lifestyle of an F1 driver? In a different era, James Hunt proved that there is a very different approach to preparation than the one Ricciardo takes. And while he wasn't the kind of person to have a strict pre-race routine of exercising or meditating, his stories are worth an honorable mention here. Hunt was a nervous driver, which he claimed was because of the pressure of driving his own car and for his future on the financial side, rather than any fear for his own safety. This pressure gave him his only pre-race ritual, which was vomiting before every race. But this could also be from his wild lifestyle, which involved drinking large quantities of alcohol and taking drugs in the days building up to races. Many photos of him show him in his racing overalls drinking or smoking a cigarette. There are also stories of him being caught with a woman in the garage just moments before getting into the car and starting a race. According to a former team principal, Hunt prepared for each race with champagne and Marlboros and shagging. He was a truly wild racer and a wild character. His lifestyle and attitude also show how much F1 has changed since his time. Now drivers employ dietitians, trainers, and sports psychologists to try and balance their bodies and get an edge on their opponents. We have some even stranger pre-race routines of F1 drivers coming up for you. Stick around to find out who it is that has the strange habit of using the bathroom inside their race suit before every race. Next up, Fernando Alonso. Sports stars are known for having little superstitions and quirks that they believe helps their performance. And former world champion Fernando Alonso is one of the most experienced drivers on the Formula 1 grid. So you'd think that he would have picked up some strange habits in the 2 decades he's been racing. He claims that there is nothing special about his pre-race time that he does to enhance his performance, but there is one thing: he likes to get a really good feel for the car. He said in an interview that his pre-race schedule is mostly filled with the usual preparation, engineer meetings, the driver parade, and a brief call with his family before the race. After that though, he has a strange superstition that he happens to share with Esteban Ocon. Alonso likes to jump on the right side of the the car as part of his pre-race routine, something that his Alpine teammate also does, but on the left side. We don't know exactly what it's supposed to do, but it must be doing something. Alonso is one of the most consistent drivers in F1 and is never an easy opponent for other drivers to face. Maybe we should all start standing on our cars before taking our cars out. Do you think it would help a 2002 Toyota Corolla go faster? Next up, we have Charles Leclerc, who likes to get super focused right before a race. He has said that he sits right next to his car to get into his own bubble. This helps him concentrate on the strategy and advice that his engineers are giving him before the race. This just shows you how dedicated and serious a driver Leclerc is. He doesn't mind sitting on the grid with the car before the race, which has a lot of chaos going on around it. From Martin Brundle's grid walk to engineers and mechanics running around preparing each car, the grid isn't a place that you would think of for concentration, but it doesn't faze Leclerc. He is focused enough to block out what's going on around him and think about what he needs to do to get the results. He has worked with a mental coach, Dr. Riccardo Cesarelli, since he was 11 years old. This allows him to mentally picture the racetrack so that he can get the most out of the car and anticipate different situations. Mental training is a big part of Formula One, and many drivers employ sports psychologists or therapists to put them in the right frame of mind. This attitude has got him into the top league of motorsport, and if Ferrari have a strong car for him this season, he is more than capable of winning a world championship. Now we have Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg, the man who defeated Lewis Hamilton in the same car at Mercedes, had a pretty shocking pre-race routine. Was it mental exercises? Strength training? Nope, you'll never guess what. First, Rosberg would get a few normal pre-race activities out of the way, listening to music to get himself race ready and some light physical activity with his trainer. But Rosberg has admitted on TV that he would then have another ritual. Before each race, he would go to the bathroom in his race suit. He justified this to the audience by telling them that making your way through the crowd to try and find a bathroom minutes before a race can be very distracting. He said that it's very difficult to do it while you're already racing because of the amount of adrenaline pumping through your body. At least Rosberg was in good company. Apparently, 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher used to go in the car too, in every race. Other drivers, like Lewis Hamilton, have denied ever doing it inside the car. But next time you're sitting at the lights and feel the urge to pee, don't get any wild ideas. Apparently, the combination of heat and wind is able to dry driver suits up pretty quickly. So, unless you're driving at over 300 kilometers per hour with the windows down, be prepared for some wetness and awkward questions once you get home. Every driver seems to have a different routine, but these were our favorite strange pre-race routines. What did you think of our list? Do you know of any other interesting pre-race routines? Leave us a comment below and let us know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.